Hello, Pisces. I'm back. Good to see you. So, this is going to be a very simple reading. Past, present, future, 3 cards. What is the topic? How fucked up will 2020 be for the rest of the year? So, this is my fuck 2020 because it's been an awful year for most of us. We've lost loved ones. My father died in March. I had to spend a lot of time grieving and thinking things over. So, I'm just going to pull some random cards from here, past, present, future, and let's get some insight, some things to think about, how we're going to survive the rest of the year. So this first card is past, this is present, and this is future. I like this. I like keeping things surprises, like a blackjack game, but please don't. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But, okay, so your 3 cards, past, present, and future. This is going to be really short and simple, but I hope that, again, the insight is helpful. In your past, whoop, wheel of the year. This means change. There are good times and bad times, but the wheel always spins. It's always going, it's always rotating, just like the earth goes around the sun. What goes up must come down. What goes down eventually goes up. So you just got to roll with it. All 4 seasons are represented, but we have 2 pentacles. This pentacle is about the material world. And the material world is always in cycles. Always. We lose, we win. People come in our lives, they go out, but you can't force the change. You can't stop the change. You can't do anything. There's nothing we can do about this pandemic. There's nothing we can do about this recession personally. Where it's out of our control. You just have to go with the seasons and learn from them. So this is very appropriate for what a lot of us, every astrological sign, I think, is dealing with this in different ways. In your present, you have 4 of Wands. This is a card about liberation and celebration and freedom. And I think for some of you Pisces, this pandemic has brought you into a deeper spiritual meaning because water signs are naturally intuitive. They're natural empaths. And so this is sort of like optimistic, but I think for some of you Pisces, the 4 of Wands means that you've gone through some pretty tough times in the past 6 months. And a lot of you have been thinking and experiencing and getting over these humps that the pandemic crisis has brought you. And so some of you are starting to feel that you've become a new person. You've been given a new lease on life. So in your future, whoop, 10 of Swords, be very careful that you don't get carried away here. This means being blindsided. Okay, you're celebrating, you're happy, you think you've made it past, but just be careful of disappointments or opportunities or things that you didn't see coming. Of course, you see the man here with the knives in his back. It means that specifically, I see someone who's not having, who hasn't had a particularly stable time during this crisis. They've had a lot. I see someone hurting you because either they're resentful that apparently they were expecting help from you and you didn't provide it, or there's someone who's had a much more difficult time during this pandemic and they might lash out. They might let you down. There might even be a breakup. But be careful because the primary meaning of the Ten of Swords is that you have to watch your back. There's still things that are up in the air. There's still, for instance, layoffs. So For instance, you might feel, oh, I've gotten, I have money to spend. I should just have a good time. Um, but uh, again, you should pay attention to what's going on around you. And I think that's the general meaning for Pisces. It's not that someone's necessarily going to stab you in the back, but there's a danger in of not seeing or paying attention to what's going around you during this pandemic. So be mindful of that. Now, you're probably saying, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I don't think you should worry too much, but it's going to be a situation that's going to be brought to your attention. There might be a blow up or an argument because someone feels neglected, someone's having um, there's something in your relationships with friends and family that maybe you're not aware of, that you will be made aware of by the end of the year. So take that on board. It doesn't mean something necessarily terrible is going to happen to you physically, but it can mean that something unforeseen that uh, you were ignoring, you were ignoring the signs. There's something unforeseen that's going to happen because you weren't paying attention to certain things. So that's just a warning. It's not a death knell or anything devastating. Okay. So Pisces, that is your reading. And of course, you can always visit Tarot by Aire. I'm opening up my appointment book. Um, Nevertheless, I hope that this gave you some insight. Um, you're going to be fine. Just again, um, make sure you ground yourself. Okay? So take care. I wish you love and light, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Take care.